Hello everyone, I'm almost finished gaming. Welcome to Riverbend Springs. We're doing a new thing. I'm calling it One Day, One Farm. And the goal is to see what I can get done on a map's initial starting farm in new farmer mode without making any changes to settings or anything. So let's jump into this and see what we have for the farm. This is what we own for this farm in Riverbend Springs, the starter farm. We have fields 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we can see that fields 3 and 5 are ready to harvest. So I'm going to get stuck into that in a minute. And we have a field that's been harvested, and we have a field that's plowed. So let's also look at equipment. I don't have any mods installed except for one, and that's the garage mod, just so we can more easily see what we have. So we have the John Deere tractor, we have the Challenger, we have the trailer, cultivator, a seeder, and then the harvester. And that's all the equipment. And chances are we're not going to buy any equipment unless I run out of time for the day. So let's get over here and jump into the harvester and get started. I will point out at the end, like some of the constructibles, maybe where the first collectible is, those sorts of things. What I thought of the farm, what I thought of the farm layout, if I thought anything was weird about the farm, those sorts of things. So yeah, let's just get stuck in. We're gonna open up the harvester, we're gonna get it attached, and we're gonna start harvesting canola and see how much we can get. And maybe we'll just sell everything we do as well. We'll sell everything we collect. And that way we can get to different sell points on the map. So let's get stuck in. And I am going to use steering assist. Just makes my life easier. So let's get ourselves roughly lined up. Are doing 2 headlines? Sure. I'm just going to take the default of almost everything. Okay. I will we'll see. I'm probably I'm not gonna do time lapses or anything like that. I'll probably, shift between, but we'll see how much I keep. Maybe I'll just show you as the final number as I've dumped it into the silo. So, but that's what I'll do first, is dump all of this into the silo before we decide to sell anything. And away we go. We've just about finished up harvesting the canola. We're gonna end up with about 6,100, 6,200 liters. Not terrible. So here we go. That's it. So I'm going to bring it this way. Throw the pipe out so we can empty it. And I will grab a tractor in a second, and we will... Let's go grab a tractor. We will get the trailer and fill her up. I know there's a tractor. I saw it over here in the barn. And it will be fine for filling things up. So, let's go get that trailer. We walked by it as we were coming into the farm, and it's over in this shed. There we go. It makes such a great sound. Here we go. We could sell this directly, but I want to finish all the harvesting before we sell anything. So let's get this put into the silo. Oh, and if you see, our income has been going up. We now have 100,054, and that is because the starter farm has a solar panel, and that solar panel is collecting us money every hour. About $50, I think. So yeah, you have some passive income on this farm as well. You have bees over there as well. There's not going to be anything for us to really sell with the bees, though. Okay, let's get started on the wheat. Just got to get ourselves lined up a little bit. This one's a little harder to get lined up on. And away we go. And that finishes the wheat harvest as well. So let's get this over and into the trailer and get that trailer dumped into the silo. There we go. That's the rest of the wheat into the silo. And I think we will leave the trailer here under the silo. We'll detach, because I don't want to use this tractor when we go sell the grain. I want to use the other one. So let's just park ourselves here for a minute and look and see how much we ended up harvesting. So just over 6,000 liters of canola, which there's several places we could sell it. Clearly we won't get the best price, but that's okay. We're just doing this for a day, and we have just over 12,000 liters of wheat. Again, definitely not the best price. But the wheat, we have 1.5 trailer fulls. So what we'll do is we'll pick a couple different places. We'll pick 3 places to sell things at. One for the canola and 2 different ones for the wheat when we go to sell that. So let's get over to the Challenger. Well, actually, let's look at the map first. So this is where we're sitting. We now have 3 harvested fields and 1 plowed. It's currently 11, just about 11 in-game. So that didn't take too long. A couple in-game hours, 2 or 3 hours to harvest both of those fields. So now let's see if we can get them cultivated. We don't have a plow, so there's no use trying to plow things up. You can see our bees over there. Oh, so there is a constructible on your farm. I've never done it. I have a long-term play of this map, and I just deleted it and put something else here. So I honestly don't know what it takes to build it. So let's jump into the Challenger, our beefy Challenger, and we will go cultivate. We'll start with the canola field, and we'll just cultivate all of them and see how long that takes us. Okay, let's get ourselves lined up here. Again, I am going to use steering assist and just leave everything as default. So away we go. I will see you in a little bit. We're just about done cultivating the first field, which is great, but cultivating takes a long time. It's already 12 noon in game. So I'm trying to decide what to do. I might get all the rest of the 3 fields cultivated. I do want to get that grain and canola sold in this first day. So what I think I'm going to do, realistically, if I was playing this normally, I would look at the planting schedule and go, okay, I'm going to plant canola, so I absolutely need to cultivate and plant canola today. And I could wait to cultivate because I'm going to plant barley or wheat in the other fields. So I would probably pick 2 fields and say I'm going to do those as canola, and then I would pick either barley or wheat and wait till the next day and then cultivate and plant those. But since we're doing this 1 day, 1 farm, I am going to cultivate these 2 fields first, and we'll say that these first 2 fields are going to be canola. And once I cultivate them, we will go sell what's in the canola and the wheat that's in the silo, and then if we have time, we will cultivate the other 2 fields as well. So I'm gonna just get stuck in and get this going. And this is the second field finished up being cultivated. And we're just now at 1300, which is 1 o'clock basically. And I'm a little tired of cultivating, so we are not gonna do the next field. But we will leave the cultivator over here as if we were going to start. Just drop it there. And instead of planting right away, I'm going to go sell those crops first, since it's like 1 o'clock. And you can see we're already up to $270 from the solar panel over there, so that's not bad either. So let's get some grain loaded up. Well, grain canola, I guess. We'll attach that. Let's get the canola loaded. And as that loads, we'll take a look at where we want to sell this. So we'll have 3 loads to sell. And 859 seems to be the best. If we tag this and look at the map, I believe it's... Where is this one? I'm looking for blinky stuff. Ah, there it is. It's way over on this side. So we're down here, and it's up here. So we'll go out, around, and over, I guess. That's how we'll do it. So I will probably just speed up this footage, and I'll see you there. And here we are. Let's get this sold and see what... It's not the best time to sell it, but we're going to sell it anyway. And I was thinking on the way back, so this map has a couple of unique things about it. There are ferries across the river. One up here and one down closer to our farm. So I was thinking we'll drive up and around down and go take the ferry across. So let's get over there. And we made 10,000 out of that harvest, so that's honestly not bad for selling it at the worst price. I'll take it. And here we are at the ferry. Let's take this thing across. I forget how best to do this. Do I just go over here and hit... Yep. Yep. I just hit E over by that building and it took off, so... Yeah. So we are headed across the water to the other side via the ferry. It's a good thing we went when we did, because you will have to wait for that barge if it's too close to the ferry, which can be really annoying. And if that's the case, a lot of times it's faster to just drive around than wait for that ferry to go across. So now we just have to wait for that to open, and away we go. Let's head back to the farm. So you can see on the map, we landed over here. So the farm is just a quick drive over. If I stay in my tractor. And there are a few things central to the map. Like the dairy is over here. That's this big building. There's a warehouse sell-all point somewhere. There's another... The train station's there. The warehouse sell point is over there, the blue building. This is the garage. There's the sell-all, that blue building. So this is where you can go modify your stuff at the garage. You have the shop over there. Oh, across the road is the animal dealer. You have the gas you can fill up here. We drove by another gas station over there, so... Nice little central location for stuff. So let's get back to the farm and get the other stuff sold. Okay, let's collect the wheat and see where we're going to sell this. Look at the prices for wheat. Grain River Silo, I think that's where we just went. Looks like 837 and 838. I don't want to do the train, so we will do the grain mill. Let's tag that first and see if it's in a different spot. Yeah, so the grain mill is just downtown. We were just driving over here, and this is the sell-all place, the animal dealer, and then the grain mill. So we will go drive over and sell this at the grain mill. Okay, we are just about here. And if you're running the tutorial on this map, Grandpa Walter actually does send you here to sell some stuff that he says he promised to a friend. So let's get this sold, and we'll get back to the farm and see where the next batch is going to go. Let's see what we make out of this first. Drum roll. We made 6,000. Not bad. Could have been better. Again, if this was an actual playthrough that I was doing, I probably would hold on to the canola and wheat until the price was better, unless I really needed to buy something and that was the only way I could get the money. We could take out loans and things like that as well, but you know, it's not going to happen for this one day to see how far I can get. So I'll see you at the farm. We will get this last bit of wheat filled up and figure out where we're going to sell next. So I know this is a sell point. Grain barge terminal 2. How much does that sell for? 816? Oh, I'd rather get a little more. Sold to the grain mill. Grain river silo. We don't. Where's this at? Grain barge terminal 1. I think that is way across the map. I think that's this. No, that's this. Yeah, that is way across the map. We're not going to sell there. Let's just sell here. It's fairly close. Grain barge terminal 2. So that's where we're going to sell. Let's get ourselves over there. Getting ourselves across the bridge and not on the ferry. So this is still kind of close to the farm, but there's two ways. We could go around that way and under the bridge, or this way. We're just going to go this way and take this little road down to the spot where we can actually sell that grain. And there we are. There it is. There we go. Not a lot to sell. 4,000 liters. We'll get a little bit for it. Let's see, how much do we get? 3,500, not bad. Okay, I am going to untag this location really quick and meet you back at the farm. So it's about 2:30 in the game now, and we need to see what we can figure out to do realistically by the end of this day. And I think we're going to start with planting. We will get these first two fields planted with canola. And then if we have time after doing that, we will cultivate the other fields. In general, I don't like playing much past 5 p.m. in-game time. I will play later than that sometimes, but generally I don't. So let's get this seeder refilled. Yeah, we're filling up a seed. Filled the whole thing, so let's get this changed to canola. Oh, I went right past it. There, let's concentrate. There we go, canola. And we'll get these two fields planted. Let's get ourselves set up with some steering assist. Okay. Get ourselves backed up a little bit. Okay, we'll get the seeder turned on. We're on the line, get it lowered, and away we go. I can see that we're planting. And this just about does it right there for seeding the two fields. And as you can see, it's 1,600 hours, which is 430. basically. And that's kind of all the time. I personally like stopping playing at about 5 per day, unless I really need to finish doing something before the end of that day, like I can't do it the next day. And most of the time I would slow down time. But I wanted to show you this little shed as excuse me, as one of the final things before I end this. And you can find a collectible in this shed. It's on your farm. It's at the end of your fields. And in here, in this back corner, if I hop over this, there we go. I hit R and I collected it. The Grain Elevator Museum misses some parts of its interior. Can you find all of them? Yep, so we found a part, and that does give us 10,000 per collectible. So, and as part of that, I wanted to show you where that grain museum is. If we zoom out on the map, it is way over on the other side over here near the grain barge terminal, and it is right here. And if we go visit it, it is a beat up, torn down building that right now you could get inside of pretty easily, right? And walk around, and somewhere in here, that thing we found will be in here. I honestly don't know where they put it. There's an upstairs as well. I have yet to finish this in my long-term play, but I know you drop off materials here. So, and then there is another buildable project on this map, and it's way closer to our farm, and that's the playground, which is next to the toy builder. So, and that is this thing with ropes and all that good stuff, and you dump off materials at the playground. And it pays pretty well in both cases for dropping off materials. So, there's a couple other things that I want to go over, and we'll jump back to the farm to do that. And the first is these cows. These are, I believe, more profit cows or beef cows. What do we have? We have... Say how many of them we have? Of which kind? I'm not sure which kind we have. Oh, we have 3 of these. Those are water buffalo. So we must have 3 of the Angus. In fact, we could jump the fence and go find out. I think we can find out. Yep, that's an Angus. Are these Angus as well or not? Yep, Angus and probably an Angus. So we don't have anything to make TMR. We don't have a barrel to fill water. So that's one of the things with at least the cows. I'm not sure that I would keep them. I might just sell them and sell this pin. Just because we don't have any grass fields. We could clearly make one of these a grass field and do grass and hay. I didn't do swaths in the fields that I harvested because we don't have a baler. So you would need to do swaths and pick up straw for bales. You need grass and all that good stuff. And you'd need silage. You need to make silage to really feed these guys a healthy diet. So you can just feed them hay and other stuff, but we don't have the ability to do that today. And then, is there anything else that I wanted to talk through? I'm not sure that there was on this map. It's just about 5 o'clock now. So we could take a quick gander at this map really quick. There is a wagon builder up here that you can sell things at, and you can buy the production as well. So if we take a look at the productions on this map, there are quite a few. And you could buy all of those. And we don't own any to start with. But on the map, so you have the wagon builder, you have over in this section, the biogas plant is way up in the upper right-hand corner. You have some more sell points, the farmer's market. You have a canning factory. There's bees on the map, but you can't really do anything with them that I'm aware of. You have a paper factory. You have a restaurant. We saw the grain elevator. There's another, the Gold Crest Valley. That's where it leaves the map. We saw the grain barge terminal. Down here, we have an oil mill. We have a sawmill over here by Noah. Down on the very bottom of the map, we have a cooper and we have a rope maker. And we looked over here. This will the playground absolutely does need ropes. We have our little area, and oh, one of the things that I did not touch on our area is this, the small farmer's kiosk. So that's this little thing here. And if you sell at your farmer's kiosk, you will get extra money. So a lot of times it's worth it to sell at your farmer's kiosk, even if it isn't the highest listed sell price, you will get a bonus for selling at your kiosk. Then we have where Goldcrest enters and leaves the map on this side. We have the tailor shop. I can click off of it. We have the bakery. And that might be it. Because we dropped stuff off at the Grain River Silo, and I showed you the wagon builder, I think. So yeah, and we saw the dairy, we drove by the dairy, we drove by the grain silo, sold at the grain silo, we drove by the warehouse, the grain mill, the carpentry. I guess we sold at the grain mill. So this is the train station where you would sell. You can dump grain off at the Grain West silo, and you would pull the train up and transfer it to the train. So we have the store, the garage is on this side, and then we have the animal dealer over here. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to do it. This is where we started, right here. This is where we started the day, and this is probably where I'll end it as well. So, it's just after 5. We were able to harvest 2 fields. We were able to cultivate 2 fields. We were able to plant 2 fields and sell the canola and wheat. And that took pretty much all day. So that'll do it for me. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Oh, I should probably note one more thing. I do have a long-term playthrough on this map. I have over 200 hours in it. I just ended up buying this farm not that long ago on it. I started somewhere else. But I do like this farm. It's spread out. There are buildings that I would sell on it that I don't like. And when I bought the farm, I did sell those buildings just to make more space for other things. So, but it's up to you how you play, right? So you could keep all the buildings, you could destroy everything and lay new stuff down. But I do like this farm. I do like this map. I think it's kind of fun. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And have a great day. And as the last thing, we can say goodbye to Grandpa Walter. See you, Walter. Bye.